Welcome to Healthy Living Simplified. I'm your host, and today we're diving into one of the most overlooked health conditions of our time, fatty liver disease. Now, you may not think much about your liver on a daily basis. It's not like your heart, which you can feel beating, or your lungs, which you notice when you breathe. The liver quietly works behind the scenes, performing over 500 vital functions every single day. It filters toxins, processes nutrients, balances hormones, stores energy, regulates blood sugar, and even helps with digestion. Without it, we simply cannot survive. But here's the shocking reality: nearly 1 in 3 adults worldwide has fatty liver disease, and most people don't even know it. It's a silent condition, developing gradually over years, and often dismissed until it progresses into something much more serious. In this episode, we're going to unpack everything you need to know about fatty liver. We'll start with what it is, why it happens, and how it silently damages the body. We'll look at the symptoms, both subtle and obvious. We'll explore the causes, from diet and lifestyle to hidden risk factors. And then we'll focus on the good news, the ways to reverse fatty liver, the foods that help heal it, and the lifestyle habits that protect your liver for life. Stick with me, because by the end of this episode, you'll have the knowledge to recognize the danger signs, take action early, and even reverse this silent epidemic before it becomes life-threatening. What is fatty liver disease? Let's start at the very beginning. What exactly is fatty liver disease? In simple terms, fatty liver means that too much fat has accumulated inside the liver cells. Normally, a healthy liver contains less than 5% fat. But when fat levels rise beyond that, we enter the territory of fatty liver disease. This might not sound alarming at first. After all, fat can accumulate in many parts of the body. But the liver is different. It is not designed to store large amounts of fat, and when it does, its delicate balance is disrupted. Doctors classify fatty liver into 2 main categories. The first is alcoholic fatty liver disease, AFLD. This is caused by excessive drinking. Alcohol is directly toxic to liver cells, and over time, heavy drinking damages the organ, leading to fat buildup, inflammation, and scarring. The second, and far more common form today, is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. This type develops in people who drink little to no alcohol, but whose livers are still overwhelmed by fat accumulation. NAFLD is strongly associated with obesity, diabetes, poor diet, and sedentary lifestyle. It has become so widespread that it is now considered the most common chronic liver condition in the world. Why does this matter? Because fatty liver is not just a liver problem. It's closely linked to the entire metabolic system. People with fatty liver are at higher risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and even certain cancers. It's like a red warning light flashing inside your body, telling you that your metabolism is out of balance. Why fatty liver is dangerous? At first, fatty liver disease may seem harmless. In the early stage, called simple steatosis, fat accumulates in the liver but doesn't cause much damage. At this point, many people feel fine and have no idea that anything is wrong. But if the condition progresses, things get more serious. The fat in the liver begins to irritate and inflame the organ. This stage is called steatohepatitis, or more specifically, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, or NASH. Now, we're not just talking about fat storage. We're talking about inflammation, cell damage, and stress inside the liver. Over time, the body tries to repair this damage, and in the process, scar tissue forms. This stage is called fibrosis. Scar tissue replaces healthy tissue, reducing the liver's ability to function properly. The organ can still work, but it's under strain. If the condition continues unchecked, fibrosis can develop into cirrhosis, the most severe stage. Here, extensive scarring hardens the liver, shrinking it and preventing it from doing its job. Cirrhosis can lead to liver failure, liver cancer, and eventually death. The most frightening part of fatty liver disease is that people often move through these stages silently. No obvious symptoms, no pain, nothing that makes you rush to the doctor. That's why it's known as the silent killer. Symptoms you might overlook. So what signs should you watch for? In the early stages, fatty liver usually has no clear symptoms. That's what makes it so dangerous. But as it develops, subtle signals begin to appear. One of the most common is fatigue. People with fatty liver often feel unusually tired, even after a full night's sleep. The liver plays a central role in metabolism, and when it's struggling, the entire body feels it. Another sign is a sense of fullness or discomfort in the upper right side of the abdomen, where the liver is located. It's not usually sharp pain, more like a dull ache or heaviness. You may also notice unexplained weight gain, particularly around the belly. Fatty liver and belly fat go hand in hand, as both are signs of metabolic imbalance. Then there's brain fog, difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, and mental fatigue. This happens because when the liver is struggling to filter toxins and regulate blood sugar, the brain feels the effects. In some cases, people with fatty liver develop dark patches of skin, especially around the neck or armpits. This is a sign of insulin resistance, a key driver of fatty liver. In more advanced cases, symptoms become more severe. Swelling in the legs and ankles, called edema, may appear as the liver fails to regulate fluids. Yellowing of the skin and eyes, known as jaundice, signals serious liver dysfunction. And when toxins build up in the blood, confusion and memory problems can develop a dangerous condition called hepatic encephalopathy. The key takeaway here is simple: don't wait for obvious symptoms. If you're at risk, if you're overweight, diabetic, or have high cholesterol, ask your doctor for a liver checkup even if you feel fine. Causes of fatty liver. Now let's talk about the causes. Why does fat build up in the liver in the first place? The number one factor is diet. Modern diets are overloaded with refined carbohydrates, sugary drinks, processed snacks, and fast food. All of these flood the liver with excess calories, particularly fructose, the type of sugar found in sodas, candies, and packaged desserts. Unlike glucose, which is used by cells throughout the body, fructose is metabolized almost entirely in the liver. When the liver gets too much fructose, it quickly converts it into fat. Obesity is another major driver. Studies show that up to 80% of people with obesity also have fatty liver. But even people who are not overweight can develop it if they carry visceral fat, the deep belly fat that surrounds the organs. This type of fat is metabolically active and strongly linked to liver disease. Diabetes and insulin resistance play a huge role. When cells become resistant to insulin, sugar builds up in the bloodstream. The liver absorbs this excess sugar and converts it into fat. Over time, this vicious cycle leads to fatty liver. Other causes include high cholesterol and triglycerides, excessive alcohol consumption, certain medications like steroids and chemotherapy drugs, and of course, a sedentary lifestyle. When we don't move enough, our metabolism slows down, and fat accumulates more easily. In short, fatty liver is usually the result of lifestyle, what we eat, how we move, and how we care for our bodies. And that also means we have the power to reverse it. How to reverse fatty liver? Here's the good news: fatty liver can be reversed, especially if caught early. The liver is an amazing organ with a remarkable ability to heal itself. The most effective treatment is weight loss. Research shows that losing just 7 to 10% of your body weight can significantly reduce liver fat, improve inflammation, and even reverse fibrosis. Diet is critical. The Mediterranean diet is especially beneficial. This eating pattern emphasizes fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, olive oil, and fish. It minimizes processed foods, refined carbs, and added sugars. Studies consistently show that people who follow this diet have lower rates of fatty liver and better overall health. Exercise is another powerful tool. Regular physical activity improves insulin sensitivity and helps burn the fat stored in the liver. You don't need to run marathons; even 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 times a week can make a measurable difference. Strength training also helps by building muscle, which increases metabolism. Avoid alcohol if you have fatty liver. Even moderate drinking can accelerate damage. Manage other conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol with medical guidance. And don't forget hydration. Drinking plenty of water supports the liver's detoxification processes. Foods that heal the liver. Certain foods and drinks have been shown to directly support liver health. Extra virgin olive oil is one of the most powerful. Rich in healthy fats and antioxidants, it reduces inflammation and improves liver enzyme levels. Coffee may surprise you, but numerous studies show that regular coffee drinkers have a lower risk of liver fibrosis and cirrhosis. Coffee contains compounds that protect liver cells from damage. Green tea is another ally. Packed with catechins, powerful antioxidants, it reduces fat buildup and supports metabolism. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula help detoxify the liver and reduce fat accumulation. Cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts boost liver enzymes that aid in cleansing. Omega-3 rich fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel reduce inflammation and improve fat metabolism in the liver. By incorporating these foods into your daily routine, you give your liver the tools it needs to heal and thrive. Global statistics and research. Fatty liver disease is no longer a rare condition. According to the World Health Organization, about 25 to 30% of adults globally are affected. That's nearly 2 billion people. In the United States, an estimated 80 to 100 million people have NAFLD. In Asia and the Middle East, rates are rising rapidly as Western diets and sedentary lifestyles spread. Experts warn that if these trends continue, fatty liver will soon become the leading cause of liver transplants worldwide. That's how serious the epidemic has become. Diagnosis and medical evaluation. So how do doctors diagnose fatty liver? It usually begins with a routine blood test. Elevated liver enzymes can signal stress or damage in the liver. If this happens, the next step is often an ultrasound, which can reveal fat deposits in the organ. More advanced imaging techniques, like FibroScan or MRI, can measure liver stiffness and detect scarring. In some cases, a liver biopsy is performed, or a small sample of tissue is examined under a microscope. The important thing to remember is this: don't wait for symptoms. If you have risk factors, obesity, diabetes, high cholesterol, or a family history of liver disease, ask your doctor about screening. Early detection is key. Brain, the mental health connection. Fatty liver doesn't just affect the body. It also impacts the mind. Studies show a strong link between fatty liver and mental health conditions like depression and anxiety. Chronic inflammation from the liver spreads throughout the body, affecting brain chemistry. Insulin resistance and blood sugar fluctuations also contribute to mood swings and cognitive decline. Many patients with fatty liver report brain fog, difficulty focusing, and memory problems. And on the emotional side, dealing with a chronic illness can create stress, frustration, and feelings of helplessness. It's a vicious cycle. Poor mental health worsens physical health, and physical illness worsens mental well-being. That's why a holistic approach to treatment is so important. Supporting mental health with counseling, stress management, meditation, or mindfulness can make a big difference in recovery. Seedling prevention is the best medicine. The best way to fight fatty liver is to prevent it before it starts. Eat a balanced diet rich in whole foods, vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins. Minimize sugary drinks, refined carbs, and fried foods. Stay active. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week. That could be brisk walking, cycling, swimming, or any activity you enjoy. Maintain a healthy weight. Even small reductions in belly fat can reduce your risk. Limit alcohol, and if you already have fatty liver, avoid it completely. Get regular checkups, especially if you have risk factors. Remember, early detection saves lives. Headphone conclusion. Fatty liver disease is one of the most common yet underestimated health challenges of our time. It affects millions of people silently, progressing over years without obvious warning. But it doesn't have to be that way. The liver is resilient. With the right choices, you can protect it, heal it, and even reverse the damage. So here's your call to action: pay attention to your lifestyle. Eat nourishing foods. Move your body. Stay mindful of your weight. And if you're at risk, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. Your liver is the engine that keeps your body running. Take care of it, and it will take care of you for years to come. Thank you for joining me on Healthy Living Simplified. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Together, we can raise awareness and protect more lives. Until next time, stay healthy, stay informed, and remember, prevention is always better than cure.